Gates, when you passed on the intelligence czar position a couple of years ago, in a speech a few months later, you described a situation where you had pretty much committed, I guess, to taking that job. And then you took a walk on campus and had a very overwhelming experience in that one walk and decided that you wanted to still be here. Was there, obviously the decision has changed, but was there any situation like that this time around when you were considering this job?
No, when I was first approached and asked if I would be interested, I really didn't hesitate. And really for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's 2 years later, and the programs and the initiatives that I really care about here and that I really felt were kind of my priorities really were significantly more advanced and, as far as I'm concerned, locked into place. They're going to happen. We will finish the faculty reinvestment. We will finish the construction. University Studies has done. A number of other initiatives are well on the way. We've made concrete progress on diversity and so on. So I really felt, first of all, that I wasn't leaving significantly prematurely or leaving things sort of in an unsettled state. The other was, all I could think about is that Americans are dying. In Afghanistan and Iraq, we're at war in both countries. We face the challenges of Iran and North Korea, and a variety of global war on terrorism. And if the President of the United States thinks I can help, then I think you have no choice but to do your duty and say yes.
It's a greater good scenario.
Well, I think virtually all Aggies would agree that as important as Texas A&M is, the well-being of the United States is even more important than Texas A&M, but just by a little.
I think it really struck me in your letter to the students and the faculty and staff, after you said that you will always bleed maroon, you said never forget who we are and where we came from. I've always tried, as a non-Aggie, I've always tried to figure out what it is that Aggies think they are. What in your mind embodies an Aggie?
Well, I think, in some of the speeches that I've used around here, I use the expression, this university was built by men with rough hands. This university has always had a significant component of its student body who were people who came from poor families or families with very modest resources. Very significant number of first-generation college students. Even today, in our last three freshman classes, over 25%, over a quarter of the freshman class, first-generation college students. As best we can tell, there are only two other top-tier research universities in America that have more first-generation college students than Texas A&M. So this is a place where people come and they work hard and they make a future for themselves and for their families. And they have a bonding experience here that ties them together in a way that I can't find anybody believes is stronger at any other university in the United States. And I think that's who we are and where we came from.
And coming from different universities, being educated at different universities, how contrast A&M from those places you've been?
Well, I don't really think there's any comparison. My three universities were fine universities. In fact, the first one I went to, William & Mary, was we boast about being 130 years old here at Texas A&M. William & Mary is almost 315 years old. So they've got a few traditions that have been around a while, but nothing like those here at Texas A&M, and then nothing like it at Indiana or at Georgetown. And frankly, before I came here, I've probably lectured at 30 or 40 other universities around the country, and frankly, I don't find anything that's even remotely comparable.
As a proud graduate of Indiana University, I just like to say it's a fine school.
With a fine journalism school.
Thank you.
Which is where my daughter graduated, in journalism.
It's a good school. Was this job easier or harder than you thought it was going to be when you took it? And does it even compare to other jobs that you've had in Washington and elsewhere?
I think it was more demanding on my time. And I guess partly that was because I insisted on seeing anybody on the faculty or any student who wanted to see me. I found it very difficult to turn down invitations from either faculty or students to events. I just felt like I needed to be there. So it's been more taxing in terms of the hours than I expected it would be. It really is. It's not quite 24/7, but close. I think in other respects it's probably been easier. It's been, the staff and the faculty are just so terrific here, and the deans, in terms of everybody pulling together, everybody working together. It's been very gratifying.